1977 was a big year for me. Two great films came out that year. Roger Moore and The Spy Who Loved Me with that crazy Lotus Esprit that turned into a submarine. And of course Star Wars with the Death Star, the TIE Fighters and Y-Wings, and the iconic X-Wing fighter. Now most Star Wars aficionados know that John Dykstra was in charge of the special effects and worked to develop the computer motion controlled cameras that could repeat the same movements multiple times so the cameras could make multiple passes with various mats attached, allowing to replace the blue screen in the background and add multiple effects onto that screen. Now this revolutionized the film industry. However, 1977 came and went, and back on Earth, TV executives were looking for something that could capitalize on that science fiction frenzy that happened the year before, and they turned to Glenn Larson for something that would bring back that excitement, and that would be Battlestar Galactica. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. Now, in 1978, the original Battlestar Galactica series introduced us to the Viper Mark I, commonly known as the Starhound Class. As the battle between the 12 colonies and the Cylon Empire progressed, it was constructed somewhere in the 7th millennium to replace the now obsolete 6th millennium fighter known as the Scorpion Mark I. And these small, quick, single-pilot ships were stationed on Colonial Battlestars, each with a squadron of 75 ships, and were built for both atmospheric and space travel. Now this class of ship was used in the military to defend against the Cylon Fleet, not long before the First Cylon War. Now another version, the Recon Viper, sometimes known as the Star Chaser, is seen during Starbuck's mission and is used for recon. So if you're new here, we cover the film genres of sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, prop culture, and all things geek. So if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be aware of my new content. And don't forget, give me a like if you enjoy what you're seeing. So the Viper is typically a one-person fighter. However, there must have been a two-person version, as in the pilot of the original Battlestar Galactica, there is a scene after the attack on the Colonies. Adama is rummaging through the burnt wreckage of his home and the remains of his wife, Apollo, Athena's, and Zach's mother. Now, Apollo is stationed by the Viper as crowds of people descend on the ship, and Apollo urges Adama to hurry. Here, Adama proclaims that people need to find transport and get off the Colonies and follow Galactica to Earth. Now, the Viper design, like the X-Wing, Ralph McQuarrie also contributed designs for Larson's production company. And if you recall, Ralph McQuarrie also contributed designs for Star Wars as well, a lot of the great concepts that we saw on screen. Today we're taking a look at the Eaglemoss Hero Collection. Very similar to my Viper Mark II, which you can see right here in this video. Now, the Viper squadrons were stationed in launching bays on board the Battlestars and launched into space on rails designed to keep the ships centered in port and starboard launching tubes. The emphasis on mobility, which was critical to the Viper's success as a fighter, was similar to that of the World War II aircraft. The ship was piloted with a pilot's right hand holding a joystick. You probably thought that was a gaming phrase. The joystick has a 3-button fan-shaped handle. On the right, a green IM button, in the center a turbo button, and on the left a fire button, which is the natural position for your thumb to be in. Now IM stood for reversing thruster, and the turbo provided that extra surge of power. The 3 separate engines could be easily enabled or deactivated, and these controls allowed the pilot to make immediate evasive actions if necessary. The cockpit was of course hinged, and the pilots climbed in the same way Rebel pilots got into their X-Wings as pilots do today in their jet fighters. If you recall, the Viper pilot's helmet is trapezoid in shape, lacks a faceplate from the front, and resembles an Egyptian pharaoh's headdress. I've always believed the lights on the helmet's rim were some force field designed to keep the vacuum of space out if their cockpit's canopy was ever breached. Now, unfortunately, this Eaglemoss Viper's cockpit is also devoid of any detail or a Viper pilot figure. However, looking at this model, I am finding the detail quite fantastic and not getting paid to say that. It is lengthwise the same as the Viper Mark II, which is 10.75 inches or 27.3 centimeters and has a 6-inch or 15.24 centimeter wingspan. The tail raises to about 5 inches or 12.7 centimeters in height. And now if that was to scale, that would put the Viper to about 28.5 feet or 8.7 meters. Now as a teenager, I loved to make plastic models from kits that you could buy from the store. Star Trek, Space 1999, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars, X-Wing and TIE Fighters, the Battlestar Galactica's original version, and of course, Cylons and the Viper. I would even make models from scratch, and sometimes I would kit bash kits like crazy. Now in one case, I took the front end of a Viper and the back end of an X-Wing with the wings modified. Unfortunately, the only picture I have from that era is pretty degraded. But hey. Now, however, as an adult, you find that time is the most important commodity you can have. And building plastic models takes up quite a bit of time. So does making YouTube videos. So model kits like this from Eaglemoss are great for collectors like me who live busy lives and want something from our favorite science fiction films and TV shows to enjoy daily as part of our home displays. I'm delighted so far with this hero collection from Eaglemoss. I like the detail, except for the cockpit issue. I like the size, and I like the fact that this Viper is ready to display in seconds. And I like the price. Thanks for the view. Watch the video right here for more cosplay and film prop fun. Take care.